The shoulder joint is the most complex joint in the human body. Have you ever wondered what really makes up the shoulder joint? The bones of the shoulder. First, we're going to start out anteriorly for the part of the shoulder where you have the clavicle, also known as the collarbone, which leads up to the acromion bone, which is the flat part of the surface of the shoulder. Where the clavicle meets the acromion on the top of the shoulder, it is known as the AC joint. Also, you have the humerus bone, which is the upper part of the arm. The humerus articulates with the glenoid fascia of the scapula. This articulation is known as the glenohumeral joint. It is also a ball and socket joint of the shoulder. This joint is the most freely movable joint in the human body. The last major bone is seen anterior part of the shoulder, which is known as the coracoid process, located right here in front of the shoulder. Now in the posterior view of the shoulder, you can still see the flat surface on top of the shoulder known as the acromion bone. Then you have the bony spine of the scapula that runs toward the midline of the body on the superior part of the scapula. It's also known as the shoulder blade, where it comes down here and is in shape of a triangle and then comes back up to the top of the shoulder. The joint of the shoulder. As stated before, the glenohumeral joint is the most freely movable joint in the human body. From the side view, you'll be able to see shoulder flexion, shoulder extension, and shoulder hyperextension. Now from the frontal view, you are able to see shoulder abduction, shoulder adduction, shoulder horizontal abduction, horizontal adduction, medial rotation of the humerus, and lateral rotation of the humerus. The main muscles of the shoulder include the rotator cuff, which consists of the subscapularis, the supraspinatus, the infraspinatus, and the teres major. These four rotator cuff muscles attach to the humeral head and stabilize the shoulder joint. Then starting anterior to posterior, you have the pectoralis muscles, which connects to the sternum and the lower part of the clavicle and connect to the humerus. Then you have the deltoid, which covers the majority of the shoulder joint right here on the side. Then finally, you have the latissimus dorsi muscle that connects from the spine to the anterior part of the humerus, holding and stabilizing the shoulder joint posteriorly. All these muscles play a huge part in the shoulder movements and keep the shoulder in the socket. After watching this video, I hope you really realize what makes up the structure of